Hi there, I'm Mayor Rusty Bailey. We all know that 911 is the number to call for an emergency, but 211 is the number to call if you have a social services issue. Join me as we explore how this resource can help you and your family.
We've got some great segments for you this month. And for this segment, we are joined by a special guest, the CEO of United Way of Inland Valleys, also the Director of Community Connect 211, Lisa Wright. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It is our pleasure. We're going to talk about Community Connect 211 today. Mayor, you want to get us going?
You know, we always plug 311. One call does it all.
Exactly.
But that's not true. You got another number, 211, which is an incredible asset, to the community, to people in need. And it's an easy number, to remember and to call when you have a need. But how did it get started? I mean, why 211?
211 was started in the 2000s federally, and then locally in about 2004. And it was an opportunity for people to dial one number, just like 311, for social services.
Okay.
And
social service line.
And that's the interesting thing is you've got 311, you've also got 911, and you've said 211 is like the 911 for social services. So if somebody is looking for help with social services and they call 211, what kind of help is available through that?
A lot of help is available. So if you're experiencing housing challenges or trying to find food for your family, or you need some clothing or utilities assistance, you can call 211, and our operators and our specialists are able to connect people to those resources in the community.
Is that a certain hours? Is it 24 hours?
It's 24/7, 365, and it's there so people know if there's a crisis that's the number to call. What else can you tell people about why they shouldn't have a problem calling 211?
And on top of that, it's available in 120 languages.
Yeah.
So we have specialists that speak multi-languages. We have translators that are available. So we're here to help every single person.
Yep.
So let's take a kind of a scenario here that somebody might call. Somebody picks up the phone, they call 211, they talk to an operator. How many languages, by the way?
120.
Wow. So the operator helps them identify what their problem and their needs are. What happens after that?
As soon as they help identify what they're calling about, so if they're housing challenge, which is our number one reason that people call, they're able to also help them identify other resources they might need. For example, if they're struggling with paying for rent, we may be able to provide them some resources for food pantries or how to sign up for CalFresh, or we may be able to help them with insurance sign up. We can also help them not just on their housing challenges, but on a variety of different challenges they may be experiencing. So that caller is going to receive compassionate care from staff, volunteers, and some California Baptist University students that we have available, social work students.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting that you've tied in a local college into helping with this.
Hey, why not? They're great partners and volunteers across the city. They do so much more. Tell us about the database on your site. Who are some of the groups that are offering services?
So we have thousands of nonprofits listed on our website at connectriverside.org, and people can go on them themselves and look up some of the resources they may need. But it's also important for friends and family and potentially even somebody else on the outside helping somebody in need access those resources online if they don't want to call 211.
As you're looking at 211, there's a couple things I want to hit here now because there's some things I want to unpack in what you just said. One of which is you said the website. So if people want more information, where again can they go? Website, phone number, any of that?
Of course, they
phone
can
number's
call
211.
211 or connectriverside.org.
Connectriverside.org. Is there anything else that we
need to know
that we missed?
One interesting thing about 211 is we are also the county's helpline, so suicide prevention call line.
Yeah. Oh.
So all of our 211 specialists are cross-trained at that as well. So we can help for a variety of different reasons, including mental health needs.
Yeah, and that's really on the rise, especially amongst teenagers. So important number to pass on to your kids or grandkids so that they know that they can, because they hear it before anybody else, their friends talking about suicide. So don't be afraid to call 211 or tell your friend to call 211 if you're contemplating suicide.
And actually, I that's one I think that you could argue is one of the most important things nowadays. We see mental health resources in different places. To have a simple number to remember for anything having to do with social services, suicide prevention, that type of a thing, really personal help, as it were, is a wonderful thing. So 211,
Yeah.
the second call that does it all.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lisa, and Community Connect for connecting people in need with resources.
Thank you for having me.
Again, Riverside Monthly with Mayor Bailey. I'm Steve Brazel. I want to thank our guest for this segment once again. She's the CEO of United Way of the Inland Valleys and also the managing director of Community Connect. 211. Use that number. Also remember 311. One call does it all. We will see you on the next show.